Yu-Gi-Oh! An incredibly complex card game with tens of thousands of cards. However, what if each set was separated from the rest of the massive card pool and your choices when building a deck were extremely limited? In this series, in order to learn Yu-Gi-Oh! From the ground up, I will be embarking on an adventure through the history of the card game with Jeexx. In each episode, we will have access to all the cards in a select product, and using only the cards in that product, both of us will build a deck before playing a best of 3 match to determine the winner of the episode. We will move in a chronological order in the series, and with each new episode, we will forget the cards of the past in order to experience something brand new. We hope you enjoyed this adventure through Yu-Gi-Oh! And its evolution with us. Welcome to the historic Yu-Gi-Oh! Learning journey. Ladies and fellas, welcome back to the historic Yu-Gi-Oh! Learning journey, and this time we're back with Dragons of Legend 2 as well as Astral Pack 7. And I know I said this multiple times, but I think I'll work to make these set breakdowns even shorter, because I feel like the more we go on, the less I feel like these serve much purpose. And it's basically like, as long as I feel like I highlight something and just talk about the overall theme of the set, I feel like that's enough. And I feel like for most people that would be more interesting than me actually talking about stuff in detail. So we'll try to do that going forward. Dragons of Legend 2 is not a great set. It has stuff like Doomvirus Dragon, Tyrant Burst Dragon, and a Mirror Force Dragon. Tyrant Burst Dragon is kinda whatever, but obviously Mirror Force Dragon, Doomvirus Dragon gives us Crush Virus and Mirror Force, which are still good cards, especially for a set like this, which is a lot less powerful. We also have some ritual stuff for Red Eyes as well as Red Eye Spirit and Red Eyes Burn. Toons get a lot of stuff, a lot of their good back row, as well as the retrain to Toon World in Toon Kingdom. And we have a lot of like prediction printed stuff here, Aqua Trust stuff here, but overall the set is very underwhelming. As for Astral Pack 7, we have some good Xyz here in Gaia Dragon, the Thunder Charger, and Castel. Gaia Dragon obviously is basically just there, like if you have a rank 5 or 6 that you've already used, then you can just turn that into a piercing beat stick with 2600 attack, which is neat. We also have like support for stuff we have obviously seen so signs before, as well as Ragnar Zero here. Leo is here as well. We have Twister, but we have access to MST anyway, so that doesn't really matter. Gladiator Beast getting stuff here is pretty interesting, but Light Imprisoning, Shadow Imprisoning, I feel like is something that we've seen multiple times in these extra sets, and probably will end up finding their place in our side decks. And this time I'm once again like doing these after we recorded the episode already, so I can tell you we're both playing some garbage. So it should be a lot of fun. But like I said, I'll try to keep these to like about 2 minutes in the future, where I'll just highlight a couple things like that and just talk about, all right, these are the sets these are the archetypes that get support in the sets. But hopefully you enjoyed the set breakdown regardless, and I will see y'all in the deck building sections next.
So, okay. Dragons of Legend 2 is a marked downgrade from the previous Dragons of Legend set. Like the previous one had Mathematician, it had the hands, it had a solid set of traps and whatnot. It was overall a really good set that gave us a lot of really useful cards for the end of Zexal, beginning of Arc V. And going into like Dragons of Legend 2 after that is so sad. As you can probably tell, I was kind of grasping for any kind of deck. So let's start with Dark Resonator. Dark Resonator is here as a level 3 tuner that can't be destroyed once per turn by battle. So I can just set it and pray that it doesn't get run over immediately. Fire Hand and Ice Hand, because they're like a consistent level 4. It's basically like consistent level 4. Not for XYZ specifically, but for maybe level 7 synchro plays, or sometimes level rank 4 XYZ plays. Legendary Knight Critias is here so I can get access to Exiton Knight and Gaia, and I think that's about it. Spirit Reaper, we get this through Red Eye Spirit. It's here for being a level 3 for when we get Raidens in game 2 so we can make level 7 synchros. Because he can't be destroyed by battle, so hopefully he'll just sit there and not die. Ancient Gear Golem is here so I get access to Ancient. And I think that's it. I don't think I had any other Golem cards or anything like that. Yeah. Then we have Water Spirit, which I get again from Red Eye Spirit, and it's here because it's a level 1 tuner, so we can maybe make some plays with it from level 6s, or maybe we can somehow climb into 7s using like 2 Spirit Reapers or something. We'll see. Or maybe even 8s using Ice Hand and a Spirit Reaper and a Water Spirit. Then Lord of the Red for Red Dragon Archfiends. And then we have Aquarium Set and Aquarium Stage, both which give water monsters effects. Aquarium Set specifically says it gives 300 attack to all water monsters, and then all Aqua Actors monsters I control gain 300, which I do not have in the deck. And then I can target one Aqua monster in my graveyard and special summon it if this card gets sent from the field to the graveyard. That's mainly there just for reusing Ice Hands and Water Spirit possibly. And Aquarium Stage says water monsters cannot be destroyed by battle with a non-water monster. And Aqua Actors monsters you control are unaffected by opponent's monster effects. And again, if it's sent from the field to the graveyard, you can target one Aqua and special summon it from the grave. Card Destruction to, well, just decide if I... to get a mulligan, pretty much. Comic Hand to have access to hands. Dark Dragon Ritual to have access to cards that have dark in their name. And Dark Hole. Roulette Spider. Dark Hole, I don't think I need to explain what Dark Hole does. Roulette Spider, when an opponent's monster declares an attack, roll a 6-sided die and apply the result. Half your life points if you roll 1. Make that attack a direct attack if you roll 2. If you roll a 3, choose one monster you control and change the attack target to it, and perform damage calculation. Choose one monster your opponent controls, change the attack target to it, and perform the damage calculation. If you roll a 4 and on a 5, negate the attack, and if you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal that monster's attack, and on a 6, destroy that opponent's monster. It's not very good. It's not very good. The Fang of Critias, send a trap from your hand or field to the graveyard and special summon a fusion monster that has it listed as its fusion materials. And then the card that we're going to go for is Doomvirus Dragon specifically, because Crush Card Virus is not a horrible card, and Doomvirus Dragon triggers on summon, but we'll talk about that in a sec. Crush Card Virus should be a dark monster 1000 or less attack, and your opponent takes no damage until the end of the next turn after this card resolves. And from here on out, look at your opponent's hand and just send any cards that have 1500 or more attack in there to the graveyard, and your opponent can then destroy. Actually, don't even look at the... Wait. You also look at your opponent's hand and all the monsters they control and destroy all the monsters with 1500 or more attack. Oh, you don't even look at their hand for the next 3 turns. That's interesting. I've never used the errata version, actually. So then your opponent can destroy up to 3 monsters with 1500 or more attack in their deck. Mirror Force, when opponent's monster declares an attack. Yada yada. You know the deal. And then we have Red Eye Spirit and Tyrant Wing, both of which are just garnets. We have BLS in the side with Dark Arm Dragon for a little bit of a shift up, change up for game 2. Then we have Raiden, which is in here for being a level 4 tuner that has the ability to set up my graveyard for stuff, for specifically BLS and Dark Arm Dragon. Tribe Infecting Virus, because it's an Aqua that level 4 Aqua with 1600 attack and the ability to clear any type off the board. Card Destruction, Moon Mirror Shield. Moon Mirror Shield we talked about last week, I think. Mirror Force, and then we get to the extra, which has some interesting stuff in it, as in Doomvirus Dragon. Must be spell summoned by using Fang of Critias, using Crush Card Virus. If this card is spell summoned, look at your opponent's hand, all monsters they control, and all cards they draw until the end of their 3rd turn after this effect's activation. And destroy all those monsters with 1500 or more attack. So, basically, it's old Crush Card Virus, but on legs, and requires a little more setup. So we're probably not going to get this to come out, but if we do, it can be useful because it triggers on a summon, so I can just get rid of it immediately for something else, and then my opponent has to, Weebfox has to deal with just having his monsters probably get popped every single turn in hand. Oh yeah. Mirror Force Dragon, when a monster you control is targeted for an attack or by an opponent's card effect, you can destroy all cards your opponent controls. And that's basically just like, I summon this thing, and I hope, for some reason, that Weebfox isn't paying attention. Red Eyes Black Dragon Sword is here just to have access to Red Eyes Black and Dragon. Well, not Dragon, but like Red Eyes Black, specifically Black for Black Rose Dragon. And I think there was something else, but I'm probably drawing a blank right now. But I mostly just wanted Black Rose from there. But yeah. Ancient Fairy Dragon, during your main phase, you can spell summon one level 4 or lower monster from your hand, and you cannot conduct your battle phase this turn. The turn you activate this effect, and during your main phase, you can destroy as many field spells as possible and gain 1,000 life points. Then you can add from your hand, add to your hand a field spell with a different name from the destroyed ones. And then we have Black Rose, Pop of Field, Clear Wing. We talked about this last week. Dark End Dragon. I don't think we've seen this ever before. This is here like on the very tiny off chance that I happen to have a way to go into it, which I don't think is feasible now that I'm looking at my actual deck, because I'm thinking, oh yeah, I could definitely do it, but no, I might have misremembered. Oh wait, no, I have Dark Strike Fighter. That's the idea. Water Spirit with Dark Strike Fighter into Dark End. Once per turn, you can target one of your opponent's monster, one monster your opponent controls, and this card loses exactly 5% attack and defense, and if it does, send that target to the graveyard. Just deals with a monster without destroying it. Dark Strike Tribute, any monster to inflict damage equal to its level times 200 during the main phase 1. Gaia, a Hot Red Dragon Archfiend, once per turn during your main phase 1. You can destroy all of the face-up attack position cards on the field, and other monsters can attack the turn you activate this effect. And then you have RDA, Dark Rebellion, attach 2, and target one face-up monster opponent controls. It loses half of its attack, and this card gains that lost attack. Exton Knight and Giant Hand. Overall, I think this deck is shit. Like straight up, it's kind of bad. I don't think it's gonna perform anywhere near where I'm thinking, but that all remains to be seen. Anyhow, good luck with the games.
And guys and gals, welcome back, and here is what we are playing today. Yep. It is a 50 card Toon deck, and the reason why we're playing 50 cards is, as you can see, it's a clean 25-25, because the only actual Toon monster in the set is Toon Ancient Gear Golem, which is not good, and we obviously need to find some monsters, so I decided to instead ramp up the amount of stuff and we have, so that's why we're playing 50 cards. So without further ado, let's go through the deck. And starting us off, we have Toon Kingdom, obviously just a retrain of Toon World, which instead of activating with life points, you activate by banishing 3 cards face down, and then it becomes Toon World, and it also gives you some protection by being able to banish stuff from the top of your deck. It protects your Toon cards specifically. Then we have 2 copies of Shadow Toon. Shadow Toon, if you control a Toon World, you can burn your opponent equal to the attack of one of your monsters, and you can only use one of them per turn. Comic Hand, if you control Toon World, you take control of your opponent's monster, and it becomes a Toon monster, so if your opponent controls no Toon monster, they can attack directly. And then if Toon World is not on the field, destroy this card. It's basically just better Snatch Steal when you are playing Toons, because it also allows that card to more often than not attack directly, which is insane. Like I said in the set breakdown, like Toons actually have insanely good spell trap support. It's just the archetype otherwise is so bad. Like having to play Toons to be able to play these cards is the undoing. Then we have Mimicat. If you control Toon World and a Toon monster, so you need to fulfill 2 conditions, you can target a card in your opponent's graveyard, and if it's a monster, you can spell summon it to your field, and if it's spell trap, so you set it to your field. Really good. It's essentially a monster reborn if you have both of these, but you can also use it to steal their spell traps, which in a format where we have Mirror Force, obviously if your opponent knows it's Mirror Force, then it's not as good. More often than not, we're probably using this as monster reborn anyway, but having the flexibility there is nice. Toon Rollback, target a Toon monster you control, it can make a second attack during each battle phase this turn. This is what I was going like back and forth, should I run 3 of this and 2 of Shadow Toon or the other way around, because neither of these you want at like high rates, but we obviously need these to be able to meet the ratios. So it's just a way. A lot of our stuff also does things if it inflicts battle damage, like Gemini Elf discards card from our opponent's hand, and Mass Sorcerer actually draws us cards, so it's pretty neat for those, being able to dig deeper into our deck, especially with something like Mass Sorcerer, or just rip Jeexx of 2 cards and hit for 38 total, not bad. 2 MST, third one in the site as well. Maybe should run a third one, should have run a third one instead of a third Toon rollback. Now, thinking about it now in a set where we have stuff like Mirror Force, but it's whatever. 2 Roulette Spider. When your opponent's monster declares an attack, you roll 6 sided die and apply the result. 1, you have your life points. 2, you make the attack a direct attack instead. 3, you change the attack target to one of your monsters instead and do damage calculation. 4, it instead attacks one of their own monsters. 5, you negate the attack and burn your opponent equal to the attack. And 6, you destroy the monster attacking. So basically it's a 50-50, like if it's a really good effect or something that's not great, but everything else basically, except for half your life points, is not bad. So it's playable, but definitely something that we're siding out of in games 2 and 3. Toon Briefcase. When your opponent summons a monster while you control a Toon monster, you shuffle the monster back into the deck. Really good trap. Toon Mask. If you control Toon World, you can target his monster your opponent controls and spell summon a Toon out of your deck that is a similar or lower level than the monster. And then finally we have Red Eye Spirit. It's there to give us spirit for our meme card that we're gonna talk about a little later. But that card, Red Eyes Toon Dragon, isn't out yet. Which are actually one of the good toons, like Toon Dark Magician, Toon Red Eyes. I think Toon BLS was also pretty good. But like, I'm pretty sure like Toon Dark Magician and Toon Red Eyes were like the actual good Toon cards. Then for our actual Toon monsters, we have 3 Gemini Elf. And the case for all of these is kind of the same. They have Summon and Sickness. If you're familiar with Magic, they can't attack the turn they get summoned. And then when they're on the field, if Toon World on the field is destroyed, they also get destroyed. They don't get destroyed if you don't control Toon World, but if you control Toon World when you summon these, then they get popped as Toon World gets popped. And then while your opponent controls no Toon monsters and you control Toon World, these can attack directly. That's the stuff that all Toons have. And then for Gemini Elf, obviously Gemini Elf set line, and then once it deals damage to your opponent, battle damage to your opponent, sorry, they discard 1 card. Then we have 2 Mermaid, who cannot be normal summoned, and must be instead special summoned while you control Toon World, and you must pay 500 life points to declare an attack with this monster. It's just a way to special summon. We can actually make extra deck plays thanks to Toon Mermaid, which why we're running her. And then Toon Mass Sorcerer, the has the Toon stuff, and then if it inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you draw 1. Toon Cannon Soldier, we also have 2 more in the side as well. It's just Cannon Soldier, where you contribute a monster to inflict 500 burn damage to your opponent. And I never remember that you also can use itself. Toon Goblin Attack Force, 2 more in the side as well, if we want more Toon cards. Has the usual Toon stuff, and then it has the Goblin Attack Force. If it attacks, it's changed to defense position at the end of the battle phase, and can't be changed back to attack until the end phase of your next turn. It's mostly here like if we need a wall and want more Toon cards. Then finally, since we have Time Magic Hammer, I decided to throw in Matai on the Time Lord, because for 50 cards, like our monster count is not crazy, and like just summoning 1 Toon doesn't really do much. So if we happen to draw into our one of Metaion, it's actually a pretty good normal summon. And then at the end of the battle phase, I think we've seen this before, but it has the Time Lord stuff where it cannot be spell summoned from the deck, and if you control no monsters, you can normal summon it without tributing, and it cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects, and you take no damage from battles involving this card. And then at the end of the battle phase, if discard battle, you return as many monsters on the field as possible to the hand, other than Metaion, and bring your opponent for 3 hundo for each. And then once they're doing a standby phase, you shuffle this back into the deck. Then we have Zahandos, Fire Hand and Ice Hand, because we have Comic Hand obviously here. So we've seen these multiple times. They go into each other, pop monsters, and spell traps respectively. Then we have Toon Table of Contents. It just adds a Toon card from your deck to your hand. You can do Toon Table of Contents, and Toon Table of Contents, and Toon Table of Contents, and then probably Toon Kingdom to go through our deck better. Vengeful Block Spirit, this is the meme card that I was talking about. Monsters cannot attack the turn they are summoned. Obviously, Toons have this inherently, which is why it's really funny. Obviously, really cocks Metaion, but it's too funny to not play. Then we have a Magic Reflector, where you target a faceless spell card you control and place one counter on it. And if it would ever be destroyed, you instead remove the counter. We have 2 more on the side as well. And this is literally, as far as I know, the only, because obviously if we had like something like Field Barrier, that would be so much better. But nothing in the set, I was trying to find it, nothing in the set gave us access to Field Barrier, but we did get Magic Reflector because of Magic something. I know if, oh yeah, Time Magic Hammer. It gives us time and gives us magic. What a great card. So that's how we get Magic Reflector. Obviously, that to protect Toon Kingdom, because if we have like 2-3 Toons, they get protected by Toon Kingdom. But the moment Jeexx rips 1 MST, our entire board is gone, which is not good. Then we have 1 Mirror Force, 2 more in the side as well, thanks to Mirror Force Dragon, obviously. Still good if like Jeexx overextends, like you can just blow up his board, and even like going 2 for 1 with Mirror Force, obviously very good. As for side tech, a bunch of extras on cards that we've already talked about, as well as 2 Light Imprison Mirror and 2 Dark Shadow Imprison Mirror. We don't know what Jeexx is playing, so I'm not sure which one I want to be negating. And luckily, like for us, the only card that we really care about this here is Max Sorcerer. So Shadow Imprison Mirror or Light Imprison Mirror like don't really matter to us. Light Imprison obviously does nothing because we have nothing that we're gonna go to. That is a light. And then finally, to Castell. Like I said, like a bunch of this stuff, like Mirror Force, Doom Virus, Tyrant Burst, Timaeus, like, and then all the like Claw of Hermes equipment here. Time Magic Hammer gives us access to, like I said, a couple of cards. Mirror Force Dragon gives us access to Mirror Forces. But other than that, like these are here just to showcase them. Like, hey, these are pretty cool. And I can throw into Castell instead of a couple of those cards. As for the actual stuff that we can summon, like obviously we're very limited because we don't have that much stuff to extract plays with, but Castell obviously very good if we need removal. Giant Head is just something that we can sit on and have monster negation there on a 2k body. And then just because we have obviously Mass Sorcerer and Gemini Elf here, like it might come up. So the only other stuff that I had access to was Downer Magician and Alchemic Magician. These don't really do anything, but it's like Downer is usually used to make Zeus with more materials, but now it's just a 2100 beater that gets slightly boosted the more mats it has, and then it can do piercing battle damage, and Alchemic Magician takes 3 against 200 for each spell card in your graveyard, and during your end phase, you can detach 1 to send a card from your hand to grave to choose 1 spell from your deck and set it on your spell trap card zone. Like I said, like these are very unlikely to actually come up, but we had the space, so why not use it? But yeah, nice little 11 minutes. I feel like lately, like Jeexx has been very a lot better at like doing much more concise deck breakdowns, and I feel like I end up rambling a lot, so I'll try to cut down back to around 10 minutes is where I would like my deck breakdowns to be, because talking about cards is still pretty fun. But with all that being said though, hopefully you enjoyed the deck breakdowns, and I will see y'all in the dueling zone next. I just like I wish to next, and then I expect to say something else, but it should be I will see y'all in the dueling zone next. I also started doing these where I do this like little bit after I fuck it up, but I don't do it intentionally. Actually, I do it intentionally, but I don't do it intentionally like the fuck up, and I just end up fucking up a lot, and I'm just stupid. Please bear with me. Ladies and lads, welcome back to the Historic Yu-Gi-Oh! Learning journey with the Jeexx's favorite set of all-time Dragons of Legend 2, as well as Astral Pack 7. Jeexx, what do you have to say as your defense in this being your favorite set of all time and the other lies?
When we think about the other few sets of this specific like set type that I don't even know the name of right now, I think it's like deck building set or something like that, collector's set or something. It's collector's packs, yeah. In collector's packs, we so far had number hunters, which is complete fucking trash. Like, that was one of the worst sets we had done up to that point. Then we had Dragons of Legend, which is a crazy good set that brought out a lot of really good cards that allowed us to play some insane shit. And then Dragons of Legend 2 is just absolute dog shit. And it's just, you can't make anything out of the set itself. And the next set that we get is not completely unplayable. It's like a collection of the set of Dragons of Legend 1 and 2 and new cards in it. So it's arguably the best one of these three. And then we get Battles of Legend. And Battles of Legend sets are
Straight gas.
insane.
Well,
They're
you know,
insane.
just like kids, the second one never turns out as good as the first one. And I'm saying that's an older brother.
Hold up.
I'm just kidding. I know my sister sometimes watches this. I love you, sis. I was kidding. It's a joke.
It's a joke.
But anyways, we're both like playing some straight, super powerful stuff here. So
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Yeah. Just wait, guys.
And speaking of that superpower, yep, this is the powerful Yu-Gi-Oh of the latter half 2050 instead. Oh my fucking god!
Pass. I don't know what you were expecting me to be playing, bro, but okay. Okay.
And now tribute both to Normal Summon and Blue Eyes.
You know, that would be funny. But I also think... Okay, so I'm gonna normal summon Water Spirit. Sorry,
Dog!
Water Spirit, yeah. I'm gonna flip summon Ice Hand.
Whoever...
Flip summon Dark Resonator.
Alright, so, comment section. If any of you want to tell a lie, please tell me that you have seen Water Spirit once in your life before.
Water Spirit comes out in the 5D starter deck, which has Junk Warrior and Colossal Fighter and Gaia the Fierce Knight in it, and also has Flammable Guard in it. I played this card, and that's why I know about
ancient water spirit holds the glacial monolith of Antarctica. It has the power to seep into the pores of any substance and chill it to the bone, bro. This ain't chilling jack shit.
I'm gonna summon out a Ancient Fairy Dragon.
Holy shit.
Oh, actually, I can't. I can't use this effect because they nerfed it. Fuck! I forgot they gutted my boy.
You're thinking of the field spell part?
No, I can't use this effect to summon out another card from my hand if I want to go to combat this turn.
Oh yeah,
so I'm just gonna,
yeah, that's true.
I'm just gonna synchro these off.
At least we got to see Ancient Fairy Dragon hit the field. Oh, yeah. Actually play a good card? What is this?
Actually playing a good card, and then I'm gonna swing into this, and after damage calculation, so this card flips up.
Yep, it flips, and it is an Ice Hand, so there's only one legal target, so I would like to pop that.
Before that, I pop all cards in defense position, so I pop both of those, and then this resolves. So you can summon Fire Hand in defense as well.
And also has another target, which matters because they don't. It doesn't need to. So I think the first time we played hands, we did this the wrong way, where. So the hands need to be able to target something in order to summon the hand. We both resolved Ice Hand with there being no back row in the on the board and got Fire Hand. But apparently, and after that I learned, so apparently Ice Hand and Fire Hand, they need to be able to target something, but they don't have the if you do, then you can special summon. And that's why we thought like they work as they do. But you need to have something to target, and then you can resolve, which is actually pretty important here because that means that I actually get 2 Fire Hands.
Yeah, and you get them out after the effect of RDA has resolved. Yeah. So you can summon them in defense if you want.
Pretty nice to get out of the board. But yeah, I will get 2 Fire Hands. I guess it doesn't matter, but we might as well get them in attack.
You know what? I'm going to just activate Dark Hole and everything dies.
That seems like a good idea because obviously I would have my normal summon and have. Because like, for example, here, like there is no target, so... Yeah, we get nothing. Not a bad turn. Well,
I don't know about that, bro.
Normally,
don't
when
have a
you
normal
would be
summon, I
facing
normal
someone,
summoned Aqua.
you would be
Normal
normal.
summoned water spray.
You would. Oh yeah, that's actually true. Well,
Man.
oh, as much as I would love to, be able to actually do something here, I my hand is very slow and not very good. So we'll instead just set a couple of cards once again and
Okay.
put it back to you,
would
gamer.
like to set one pass.
Please. Oh, thank God. Okay. Well. I would like to fire off Toon Kingdom.
Let's go. And I
So
banish
I
top
will-
3 face down.
Yep, we'll banish top 3 as the activation condition.
Yeah.
Why did
try
you
to do
look at my
monsters.
stuff when they're face down?
Yeah.
Why are you looking at my face down cards, my friend?
I want to double check if I can actually see them or not.
It is actually fucked up that you can't see them because those shouldn't be able to.
I can't see them.
Oh, okay. Then it's
Close
whatever.
information.
And then I would like to activate.
Oh.
Not activate, sorry. I would like to special summon from my hand a Toon Mermaid.
Okay.
And then I would like to activate Mimicat. And you want to guess what I'm grabbing?
Oh. You want to grab the ancient fairy dragon, right?
The waters. Honestly, I should have gone for water spirit just to flex.
That would have been base. Okay. That's
Yep.
cool. That's,
And
that's
then
great.
yeah, the site is still running a little slow.
Yeah.
I guess this doesn't really matter. Let's go battle phase and swing with RDA.
Well. I would like to pop the Toon Kingdom.
Yep, makes sense. And then that means the
goes.
Toon Mermaid also gets
Summon.
popped.
Yep, this comes out in time.
Yep, and then I will. Actually, that doesn't matter. I guess it doesn't matter. And face are the effect in Mass Sorcerer goes to the grave.
Correct. Wait. Can I turn summon, destroy this card, will control Toon World, your opponent. Okay. Alrighty then.
That's the issue also here, like Toons already being such a dogshit archetype and not even having the good Toons in addition to the hands being here, so Kingdom is just never gonna stay on the board.
The hands are so strong at this. I take 1.4k.
Yep, that's fine.
And I pop RDA, I summon Ice Hand. I would like to summon it attack and then swing for 1.4. And pass.
Oh wait, I'm a fucking dumbass. I could have done that. I'm so stupid. Well, this doesn't matter now. I mean, it still gets you the other one. I'm just gonna pass.
Where?
Yeah, I'm done. Dumb. Because I could have just flipped up the Mass Sorcerer, even though I couldn't attack with it, and I could have actually done extra deck plays with it. Oh yeah, in your end, let me just pop what user set.
Alright. Now you can also pop MSD itself, by the way.
Yep.
If it's set.
Yeah.
Just wanted to point that out in case. Because you can just pop. If you don't want me to get the other hand, you can just pop MSD with MSD.
We'll just set one and pass.
That's unfortunate.
I mean, I'm playing Toons.
Dude, I got 3 out of 4 bricks. Actually, I got 4 out of 5 bricks, and I'm kind of just sitting here thinking to myself, "Wow, this is why I cited for game 2."
Vengeful Bog Spirit, fuck you.
Oh, that's the best. Okay, here we go. I activate Aquarium set. It has the effect of all water monsters I currently control gain 300 attack. And if it gets destroyed, I can summon an aqua monster from my graveyard, and I cannot summon anything other than aqua monsters for the rest of that turn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I swing for 1.7 thousand.
17. Absolutely massive.
And pass.
Yep.
This thing is huge. It's gonna get me another ice hand, okay? Oh, actually, it's gonna get me water spirit for my level 5 synchro plays, bro. This would be so much better if it just said fucking you can summon a water monster from the graveyard. It's... Let's go!
Toon table of contents.
Yo! And Toon table of contents. And Toon table of contents. Into Toon Kingdom. Hell yeah. Banish 3. It would have been sad if you banished all of your Toon games.
Oh yeah, if I were smart, I would have actually checked what I banished. Then
This is a mess.
to mask. So level 4
okay.
or lower.
Yeah.
And actually, let me see. Okay, perfect. Let me summon out. Okay, it's still here. Toon Cannon Soldier.
Okay.
Then
So, yeah.
let me normal summon. Toon Mask Sorcerer.
Yeah.
Then let me fire off a Comic Hand. I would like to take this.
Yeah.
Battle Phase. The only thing that can attack.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's not. What the hell?
100? I think it's 1400,
Yeah.
my gamer. Yeah. Main 2, and this is what I wanted to check. It's specifically needs to be destroyed and not tributed, so I will just tribute this to burn you for 500.
No.
And then, yeah, good luck. This might be the worst episode of all time.
What the hell?
Whatever you summon will not be able to attack this turn.
That is correct.
Boy.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
The power of my vengeful box spirit is keeping your power contained.
You know what? I don't really have a reason to not do it.
Don't dark hole my mass sorcerer and candle soldier.
But they can't be destroyed.
Oh, yeah,
so you can banish a card, yeah. But I'm just gonna dark hole.
Okay, let me
So
banish.
banish 2, bro.
If you have another dark hole, you're just a bitch at that point.
That would be hilarious. But unfortunately, I have a fire hand. It cannot attack.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. All right, I would like to start my turn.
Yeah. You know, I should have just played Toon Cannon Soldier.
Actually, wait, why don't I?
Wait, yeah, I should have played Toon Cannon Soldier so that I just have Toon Cannon Soldier in my deck for tribute outlet.
Honestly,
That would have been nice.
that's beast mode.
Yeah.
Um,
Because, like, even if you don't have this on the field, I can play it.
yeah. Battle phase.
Yeah.
Master her directly.
Yeah, 900.
Yes, I
And
get
1000.
to go 1. Cannon Soldier
1000
directly.
Yeah. Wait, actually, can you kill me this turn if you summon something? If you have Comic Hand in hand, if you have a Mimicat, I think you can kill me. And that's funny. Wow. Like, the fact that I have the 4 cards in my deck, like, right, actually, more like 3 cards that are just here for their name in my hand right now, and I'm just paying for it. It's just kind of annoying.
2 rollback.
Oh,
No.
wait.
I won't.
Oh, wait,
I won't because I'm in battle phase. It's pretty funny
Oh.
that it's the. Actually, yeah. Why didn't I? I was gonna do that. Are you okay with me doing? Because I was going to draw 2 with Master Sorcerer anyway. But if you're not fine with it, that's fine too.
I'm fine with
Yeah,
that.
sorry.
Yeah,
I was gonna do this anyway. So yeah, Master Sorcerer for another, and then I'll draw that, and then. My bad. Well.
Okay.
I am really thankful. Because
Is it Comic Hand?
I drew a Shadow Toon, which actually just kills you now.
You want to know what you could have also just done?
Yeah?
You could have just given it to Toon Cannon Soldier, have him swing twice and tribute 2.
Oh yeah, I contributed. So I was literally... Because I was literally doing math like... That's also the problem. I was doing the like math earlier with the like Cannon Soldier swing, and I'm like, no, I'm literally like 400 off because I fucking forgot that he contributed himself.
Yeah,
that is
it's a pretty good card.
I mean, yeah, all of these like non-once per turn tributes are pretty good, but bro, that was the worst game ever played.
That was a
Jesus
great game.
Christ.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, let's go.
I'm very excited for this next game.
I'm also excited to see literally half your deck just transform. But yeah, let's say for game 2, I'll pause the recording because I also have a couple things I need to change. And we are back.
Alrighty then, ladies.
Honestly, I did not expect to win a game, so no matter what happens, I'm happy. But I do appreciate your generosity in giving me.
Bro cheated and I let him win.
Okay,
I can't believe
the
it.
amount of time you've also done, like, actually, can I instead do this
cheated.
afterwards? We've done this a lot, and also that's funny.
After he already drew a card, fellas. He knew the card that he drew from, the first set. Then he was like, that wasn't enough. I need another one. And then he played it.
Metaion the Time Lord. And then end of the battle phase. Go ahead and grab that back and take 300 points of damage. Into I wish I had place, but no, it just.
Bro spends his normal summon on this guy, and then he's like, I wish I had plays.
Toons, bro.
I wish I had plays, guys.
I'm tremendously struggling. Draw, standby, and standby. This gets back to the deck. And bada bing. Well, I wonder what you said.
Well, you know that I have Dark Resonators in here.
Yep. Honestly, it's a set of another Metaion. If you were good at drawing, you'd actually just always you'd just have 2 Metaions, and you would always just draw one of them, and you could just indefinitely cycle them.
I never really thought about that.
I know, it's kind of a
That's so true. Umphy.
It's
Go
a pretty strong and powerful attack. Also, alright, fellas, remember that when I lethal Jeexx by like 300. Well. If it isn't Sussy Jack, take 200 more damage.
Jack. 200 damage. I can't believe it.
Death by 1,000 cuts. This is
by
actually a burn
1,000
deck of the world's. This is the worst burn deck in the game that burns you with battle damage and other shit.
Yeah.
Gasp. Oh, brother, this guy stinks. Honestly, I guess we just wall out with Gemini Elf.
Okay.
And hypothetically, if I were to set a card and I were to crash our ice hands, who gets the target? Actually, no, it doesn't matter because we both get target and then it's only pops. Never mind, it doesn't matter.
Remember, it says stay control.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm just chilling. You're probably gonna do something with extra deck anyway, but I don't think there's much for me to do. I guess I could. It doesn't matter. If it's fire hand, if it's that, it doesn't really matter. Honestly, if it's anything, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm just passing.
Okay.
If you set water Aqua Spirit, which I don't think you have in your deck anymore, then hey, more power to you. But
oh, you think I don't have Aqua Spirit no more?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes,
Do ya? Well, I'm gonna normal summon Water Spirit and flip summon Spirit Reaper, and I'm gonna synchro these off for an 8.
All right.
And I'm gonna summon out. Wait.
RDA.
What's up? Is it RDA or is it Hot Red Dragon Archfiend? Huh?
I mean, it could be anything. Anything that your heart desires, man.
I mean, technically, this would be better. Right? Yeah, because this thing needs to actually go into battle phase. So I swing into this and I pop Ice Hand with its effect after. But I mean,
if this card attacked an opponent's defense position monster.
Oh, I have to.
So yeah, if you want to pop Ice Hand, you have to swing into that.
Then the question actually is it worth swinging into Ice Hand here? No, in both cases, it doesn't matter. It doesn't resolve or change anything. Although, in that
it's literally only if you're going to.
Because this doesn't have the
claw
stab.
We're doing takesies backsies by calling the other person for doing them, huh?
Wow, wah. That's all I'm hearing. I'm gonna just pop this thing and make this one.
I just think it's funny, you know.
You think it's funny, huh?
I do.
You think so? Really? You
Yes,
really
sir.
do? And my turn.
Yep.
Yippee! I can give you a mulligan if you want.
Whatever. There are no good draws. As we established, I did 9 test hands, and in those 9 test hands, I had 5 where I at least got to normal summon 1 card. So, you know, my standards are not very high. I'm here for a good time, not a long time, or however the saying goes. I guess since you have, you know, Crash Card Virus, it's something else. Bro, this hand is gas.
This is also Aqua Water, which means that it works with the stages, the aquarium stuff that I had. That's why I put it in the deck in the first place. Because it happened to have synergy and it's also a level 4.
It is also really funny that we're in 2015 and like a 16 beater is something that already is like, bro, this is too powerful for my deck.
How do you beat this?
Except now it's a 19 beater, like literally crashes with Gemini Elf.
Yeah. It's actually insane, isn't it?
I will say, in my testing, I actually had surprisingly good RNG in drawing my Toon Kingdoms, given that it's 3 cards in 50.
Yeah.
But you can't always get that lucky, unfortunately.
Hmm. Oh wait, that actually works, doesn't it? Uh, I would like to know also on tribe infecting. Let me see. You have 5, you have 7, I have 7. I'll have less than you when I do this. So I overlay these, I go into an Exciton Knight, and now I have 1 less than you do, and I would like to activate the effect of Exciton Knight.
Let me reconnect. Yeah, I'm back.
Yep.
Yeah, that is fine.
Okay. I detach and I destroy all of the cards on the field.
Yep. And everything gets popped simultaneously, so no target for Ice Hand.
And then Aquarium set activates, and I get out a... Ooh, that's actually kind of tough. Do I want to...
Wait, actually, it needs to be more and not equal.
No, I have less cards than you. You have 7 cards, I have 6.
Oh, yeah, you're right, because those overlaid. Yeah, I don't know why I was looking at the card stage after, but you're right. Yep.
Yeah. Like, even if that wasn't the case, I could have just activated Tribe Infecting Effect and discarded 1.
Yep.
But yeah, like, this is legitimately a good question. Do I want to get another Tribe Infecting Virus out on board? Because it's 1.6k, which we have established is pretty good and has a good effect. But I can also get an Ice Hand. But the issue with the Ice Hand is that now you don't have any spell traps set. So I think Tribe Infecting is the better option overall. Because Tribe Infecting can kill anything that comes out next turn.
Yep. I do think that Tribe Infecting is better. I would agree.
But then again, you can't attack shit.
I mean, the thing is, I ain't going over anything anyways. All of my stuff has Summoning Sickness, and currently I don't have the 3 out of 50 card on my deck that makes literally my entire deck work.
Actually, but I can put you on a clock if I do that. But if fuck it, I'll just summon the fucking Tribe Infecting. Because no.
The clock also doesn't matter because Exdon, you can't do damage to me this turn anyway.
Oh fuck! I always forget when cards have shit like this.
Yeah, it's a weird effect. So
it's just like, oh yeah, this card now makes it at the very end of the effect. It says your opponent takes no further damage this turn. It could just say at the beginning, and you were like, okay.
It would be pretty crazy if you also could attack afterwards.
Yeah, it would. It definitely would. I'm just gonna bait the. Oh no, that's not baiting. That doesn't do shit. I'm just gonna swing for 1.9.
Yep.
And then pass.
Yes, sir.
Hey, bada swing.
Sure. Let's fire off Toon Kingdom. Banish.
Okay.
3.
You're still at even. Yep.
Yep, we are still at even, which is very important. Let's go for a Magic Reflector.
Yeah.
Then
Wait. Oh. Flame Magic Hammer.
We are out here struggling. We're struggling out here.
Yeah, that is fair. Yeah.
And then you have 1 more than me, which also matters here. I do this. I guess it's fine. Yep, sure. Let's go for Comic Hand. I would like to grab your Exton Knight.
Okay. That is okay.
It is now treated as a Toon monster. So if you don't have Toons, it can attack directly. And
I didn't realize. Oh yeah, if you're putting controls, yeah, it gives that. Yeah.
So we'll go for 19.
Mm-hmm.
Main 2. We both at a advantage. You can have that. That's fine. Swing into this, and then yeah, you know what? I wish I thought this through, but I don't want to do the same thing. I don't want to do the same thing twice, but I'm still gonna do rollback just to get rid of this. Oh, that's fine. I appreciate it.
Oh wait, I thought you.
No, I would literally because I forgot like 2 times, so I think it's whatever. I mostly want because you can run that in pop comic hand, and then I should wait. This is once per chain. It is true.
Once per chain.
Okay. Yeah. So just to make sure, I'll also fire off the other tool rollback. I mean, it's a second, so this doesn't do anything. But I literally, I cannot. It literally cannot.
It can't attack twice. Yeah.
Yeah, it can make a second attack, not an additional.
Yeah,
if it was an additional, like this would actually needs to have multiple copies, but right now it doesn't do that. I'm literally just doing this to be able to pop Exxon if need be. I guess I should have said that, but it doesn't matter.
Well,
if it isn't Sussy Jack.
Well, if it isn't Sussy Jack. Wait, what is this now?
Oh, you also, I also got the DC earlier. It is scary, especially because I don't know if we addressed it, but yeah, the site was down for like over 5 hours today. So
yeah,
we were just hanging out and chatting before this, but luckily it went up. So hopefully we can finish the set before something happens.
Like normal summon, Dark Resonator. You cannot activate Exciton Knight in my main phase.
Yes, I know it's your battle phase or my main.
I would like to activate Ancient Fairy Dragon's effect to pop a field spell, and I can add a field spell with a different name that was destroyed. But I will not. And I gain 1,000 life points.
If you do destroy it, you gain 1,000. But unfortunately, Toon Kingdom doesn't get destroyed because it has the counter.
Yeah,
this is what goes. But
but that is relevant because of
you get to still add the. Actually, wait, do you? You can.
No, I don't.
Yeah, no, it's.
I don't. But like it's relevant for the getting rid of the counter.
Yeah.
So. Then I don't get a battle phase if I special summon something. That is unfortunate.
That is true.
I would like to set, and I would like to set and activate card destruction.
Alrighty. So you're gonna draw 1, and I'm gonna draw 2 for my 2 Toon Mask Sorcerers.
And then, oh, come on. So we're currently even again.
Indeed.
Then I would like to activate the effect of Ancient Fairy Dragon to special summon Fire Hand, and I cannot conduct a battle phase this turn, so you cannot activate the effect of Extend Knight even if.
Yeah, even if we weren't as bad, but yeah. Cool. That's fucking hilarious. Now the issue here. I mean, that's 3 back row. One of those is going to be Mirror Force, and I unfortunately no longer have the insurance. Actually, no.
You do. You have Toon
I do,
Kingdom.
because yeah, that's
You can
true.
just swing with
I
this
mean,
anyway, and like I can't target anything with it, so.
the other thing just here is that I would like to. I mean,
Oh, I actually should have just not summoned that out this turn. But if I, no, I'll never be at a more. Like I won't ever have more cards than you do at that point because I could card destruction.
the existence of. The one thing that I'm thinking, because Mirror Force is annoying, but still gets dealt with. But the thing is, if it's Mirror Force and MST, that's what I'm worried about here. But the only thing is that you didn't MST once in the earlier game, and something tells me that if you had it, you would have used it. Honestly,
Bro, I drew into a legendary Knight Critias, 2 Crush Card Virus, a Lord of the Red, and multiple Aquarium cards. I had nothing,
I mean,
and that was kind of the problem.
at some point, you just gotta put your opponent at gotta have it. I would like to activate a second Comic Hand. And I would like to grab your Ancient Fairy Dragon.
That's over.
Alright, cool. What was your back row?
Nothing. It was Fang of Critias, a Dark Hole, and a Moon Mirror Shield.
Okay, cool.
And the reason why it was that was because I did not want to discard any of those.
Yeah, that's fair. My hand was Gemini Elf, and then I had a Cannon Soldier.
Okay. Guys, sometimes you just gotta draw better.
Yep, that is true. Because that's the...
I did not draw into any of the truly relevant cards that I sided into. Those being BLS and Right End.
Oh, cool.
The multiple copies of Moon Mirror Shield and that one that I drew. But the issue with that was the fact that I did not have a good way of using it.
Yeah, that's fair. It's
because Ice Hand kind of shits on that strategy immediately.
Yeah, bro. The hands being here was definitely like for both sides. Added at least some pretty good cards.
I think for one side, the hands were a much better addition than the other because I literally did not have anything other than the hands because my deck has no monsters.
Yeah, I also had a really pretty low monster count because you just don't have playable toons really at this point. But you need to have some of them because a lot of because the Toon spell trap lineup is actually if you meet the conditions for them, they're really fucking good. You have when your opponent summons a monster, you shuffle it back as long as you control a Toon monster. If you have Toon World, summon a Toon out of your deck. If you have Toon World and a Toon monster, just grab one of your opponent's spells or traps from their grave. Just burn your opponent for their attack is definitely the worst. Table of content just shuffles your stuff, but Comic Hand is it's better Snatch Steal, bro. It's literally just better Snatch Steal.
There's no downside to having this card, and that's the most annoying part about this because this matchup was solely decided by a single card that Toons have, which is Toons themselves never did anything in this match.
Yeah,
which is I guess that's Pegasus at its finest.
That is true, and I mean,
just print the most overpowered cards you can possibly imagine. Have you play them yourself?
Not like Toons would ever do anything, but
yeah,
it's the power is definitely very skewed. It's just like a gimmick archetype that's there. Hey, you have these funny cards that don't do jack shit and have summoning sickness, but then you have them backed with some of the most powerful back row imaginable, which is cool.
I think the part where the majority of in the manga, the Toon monsters are literally just yes, you can't kill them because they're Toons. And it's oh, great.
They're
so
not
you're saying that
they're not real, so you can't destroy them. It's my brother in Christ, none of these cards are real.
Which is okay, thanks, great. Fuck you, Pegasus.
Yeah, but
Toons as a whole is just so giga nerfed in comparison to how they were in the original, which makes perfect sense because the original iteration is horribly unplayable for the game. Yeah. Not in the sense that they wouldn't work, but rather the game would just not function right.
I would rather have them, be this gimmicky dog shit archetype than what they were in the anime. So, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But Yeah, I mean this set was ass, and we knew it was gonna be ass. And the fact that we managed
Yeah.
to get 40 minutes out of it, honestly impressive. Did anything happen in those 40 minutes?
I
Nope.
played Water
But
Spirit.
you, honestly, you playing Water Spirit might have been the hypest thing, because I assure you that if there is a single person who has ever seen this card before who watches this video, then I'll be impressed.
I'm gonna send this to Cloudy so we at least have one person.
Hell yeah. Also, the playable stuff in my extra deck, I obviously got 2 Castle from AP7, but I only had Giant Hands, but then I also had Downer Magician and Alchemic Magician, which is crazy. But yeah,
Why?
I wanted to have something there, if it comes up, man.
Okay.
But
fair,
honestly, I think Vengeful Bog Spirit won me the set. Thoughts?
fair. No.
Okay.
I think
Well,
what won you the game was me being magnanimous.
okay, you're just using fancy words because you're white and you lost.
Yeah, okay, buddy. Me choosing to be magnanimous and allowing to use your Toon rollback, and also allowing you to use that second Toon rollback, to take
Now
the
this
damage,
is this is the point where if I could be asked to be, I could be asked to put in the effort for it, I would hear like roll a montage of every single time when you ask like, actually, can I do this? And it would, I promise you, it would be at least 10 times. So I did say,
Yeah, 10 times in 82
I did
episodes. Yeah,
say,
yeah.
yeah, which I think 8 per 8% of the, I can't do percentages. The like
That's
it's still a
amazing.
decent amount of time from when we broken rules and then being like, actually, yeah, it's fine. I did say thank you, and
Did say thank you.
you could have just taken that, but instead you have to just keep rubbing it in.
Yeah, because you know how I am so magnanimous and so kind. I would never, you know, decline my opponent's request to possibly roll back something in case I feel like it would not have changed much. In this case, it did change quite a bit, so fuck you.
You're still white.
Well, yeah, that's not gonna change.
Yeah, exactly.
I
You can be
don't
as
think,
magnanimous as you are, but you'll still be white. And
man.
at the end of the day, that's the lesson that we all have to take from this. But that was basically a 45er. So we can do one of the two things that we figured we would do. But since the last time we talked about it, let's talk about video games a little bit. So Riot Games. Let me pull it up. We don't need to watch the video here, but we can have it here, so we'll have stuff to talk about. Initial thoughts?
I
I'm assuming you skipped the arcane part because you haven't seen
I
season
skipped
2.
the arcane part. Yeah.
All right, we're not gonna talk about that. Don't worry, no spoilers here.
I absolutely don't know what I feel about the season theme idea, because to me it's like, oh great, so we're entirely throwing out the like old version of seasons in favor of having TFT sets. Like old league seasons are dead now in regards to how they were formatted, but now we instead have League of Legends sets. You get these fancy things in the shop that are just for this specific set that nobody's gonna get a chance to actually ever properly solve or think about, because we're gonna fucking yeet them out in 4 months before they get any actual play or any actual usage on all characters. And I don't think that's good. I think that's kind of a weird choice.
I was just gonna ask you. So, but bottom line, do you like it or not? I'm guessing that's a no.
I don't like the idea of theming this like parts of a season. If it was a full season, because it's not a full season, it's like splits, right? Splits are flavored, right?
It's
Like there's
the entire year is gonna have an underlying theme, and the 3 different seasons are gonna go under it. That's how I understood it. So it's still like you do have the thing that connects all 3. At least that's how I understood it. At least.
Oh, I understood it as being like they will have like Noxus, Demacia, and like some other place, and those will all have like two halves to them. but they will not be related
Oh
to each
yeah,
other, and they
yeah,
revamp everything in terms of like itemization related to that nation after they move to the next one.
yeah.
That's how
Okay,
I understood it.
okay, yeah. Then that's reasonable. Because I was gonna say like I actually think I quite like it, but I will say like if it was like you have few months and then it's a completely different thing, then I would agree with
That's
you and
bad.
wouldn't like it. But if it's the whole, this is all assumptions once again. Like that's how
Mhm.
I at least understood it. That it's 1 year and there's like a underlying theme that connects all three seasons in that year, and they're gonna be slightly different but still connected with the underlying theme, and that I think is actually pretty cool, and I think
I
it's
think
neat.
if the seasons build on each other, that can be good because then it means that the year will have new content updates that all like flow into one another rather than just being like random event update. Because I didn't like that either. I thought when Burning Tide happened, where we had like a full half a year of just Bilgewater stuff, building up to an event, building up to Gangplank dying, Gangplank's return, and then the Howling right after, and those were like interlinked. That was sick. That was the best time to like enjoy League of Legends' flavor or theming, I guess.
Hmm.
Nowadays we arguably have a better one, which is Arcane, but I'm like specifically talking about from in the game itself.
Yeah.
And I don't think like Arcane really counts towards that. That's a whole story for a different time. But if they do manage to make it something that isn't just like, oh, we're having TFT set 1 now, which is completely different from TFT set 2 and TFT set 3 and TFT set 4 and so on and so forth. It can be good. I would like that, even though I'm probably not gonna play Summoner's Rift as much at all to begin with
Around, but
because I don't really like. Yeah, and I doubt ARMs are gonna have any of this cool stuff that they're gonna be adding anyway. So
well,
we'll see.
they did Bridge of Progress, so there's a chance there. But yeah, I do think like if they pull the year in a way where it's like at least somewhat connected with some sort of linking theme, I like it. But if it's three completely different disconnected things, then I feel like it. I don't know. I feel like it would be really weird, and it would
Yeah,
like I don't know. It would feel like just I don't know. I would then feel like Fortnite seasons, which I'm not really, not the biggest fan of stuff like that.
definitely not.
But that's just me.
I
But
think I think a big part of MOBAs is the same as in like fighting games, like old fighting games, not even like new fighting games. Because like let's say Tekken 7 and Street Fighter 5 and technically Street Fighter 6 as well. But like minimal changes,
yeah,
minimal change. Like not even like well, yeah, sure, we get changes every 2 weeks and characters get buffed and items get changed, but it's not like we're introducing a whole new set of items 3 months after the season started or something. Because
yeah.
that's annoying. People hated when mid-season updates all did that because it was just the worst time to play the game, and they broke the game apart every time. Remember Assassin update? Remember Marksman update? Remember the fucking Juggernaut update? Nobody wants that again, even if they don't
Well,
play
the
the game as
assassin
much.
update. Well,
No. Remember when LeBlanc had that fucking thing where she used an ability and then she got flux on everything and she used the abilities and she dealt all of that damage to all of the things that got fluxed? Yeah, that was really fun, wasn't it?
I do
Remember when
remember that, but
she
that was also the time when I was a Rengar OTB, so I still
yes,
had fun.
Rengar, the biggest winner of the Assassin update. I still don't properly understand why was his Q changed back.
They didn't want a mobility skill that had literally no restrictions to it on a 3 second cooldown. Because if you think other
Yeah.
stuff like that, Fury, you need to be hitting a target. Yasuo and Irelia, you need to have actual targets that you jump through. I think that's
Well,
the
we
issue
have
there.
one. We have one of those.
What would that be?
She does it twice, and she does it another time on her E, and it's on like a 2.5 second cooldown in late game.
Are you talking about Riven?
Yeah,
I would say it's a little different, but I guess it's the closest thing. I also
yeah,
think
like
that Riven is also like more restricted with like her damage output, whereas like Rengar,
oh yeah,
especially since he initially had the also I think that's when they added the like when you jump you get a guaranteed crit. So it was literally just okay you go IE and then the rest you can go in the pen,
oh yeah.
and basically you just had a guaranteed one shot. You additionally have the ability that did a lot of damage, helped his jungle clear, gave his mobility. I think it was I can understand why they changed. I think in current League of Legends it could definitely exist, but I think for the time it was still like maybe a little bit too much.
Yeah, I think arguably a lot of the updates that they made for a lot of the characters are fine now, right? They
Yeah.
would be completely okay now, but they are absolutely terrible for the time that they came out in. Like think about like Graves is probably the best example of this, I think. Well, he's like a perfect modern League of Legends character in a way. He
Yep.
fits in so well. He's got a really satisfying like regular attack. His auto attack is really fun to use. He's got really good clearing in the jungle, and he's like a really strange character in the sense that he was like a pioneer bringing marksmen into the jungle, and he's like the beginning of the really weird junglers that start popping up, with like Karthus being the next one after that. Morgana and Brand showed up at some point.
Well, Karthus technically could be played already, but people just
Listen
weren't doing
here,
it.
though. Yeah,
Some
bro, guys,
people
guys,
were, some people saw the
guys, I came
potential,
up.
but
I came up with Carter's Jungle back in 2012, guys. I'm the smartest fellow playing League of Legends
okay,
ever.
2012 I wasn't even playing the game, but
Oh, but yeah, we've discussed this, haven't we, on the podcast before?
I'm not sure on the
On
podcast.
the podcast,
That's funny.
that's kind of funny.
So at least like something similar, I think. But
No,
the boots.
boots. That's
Number
like the
one.
thing that
Oh,
like it's like this is clearly just a harkening back to like the upgrades that you can get for them, the like abilities you can to enhance them. That's just harkening back to the old home guards and whatnot,
yeah,
and that's cool.
ferocity and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Alacrity.
that's cool because like those haven't existed in years. But then like, what the fuck are the actual upgrades? What do these
Now,
do?
maybe a hot take. I don't like the feats of strength as a mechanic.
Feats of strength.
And the so how you get these boots upgrades. So the how you
Oh,
get these
yeah,
was the feats of strength, which was your team needs to complete 2 of the 3 objectives. First
yeah,
tower, first blood, and first 3 epic jungle creeps. Now, number 1 does every single grub where count for 1, because if you just take the first batch of grubs and that's secured, then that's kind of crazy. But that's
yeah.
something to consider. But the biggest issue here that I have is first blood. And it is, I don't care if all of these boots upgrades are a single percentile better than the initial one. They don't do anything. But I assure you that promotes toxicity. Literally,
Definitely.
you're gonna get flamed for dying first blood because now your team lost the easiest feat of strength there. And literally, okay, the opponent also happens to get first tower. It's like, oh, because of this. God forbid you die as first blood and you get stumped in lane and your tower also falls as the first tower to fall. You alone were the reason why your opponent got feats of strength, and you're gonna get flamed to fuck out for that. And I think like that's literally the first thing when I heard about the feats of strength. The very first thought that I had was, oh, this is gonna breed so much more toxicity into the game.
Yeah, I think that's a fairly good estimation. I think the idea is also very snowbally, even though I think they mentioned specifically, oh, this won't cause snowballing or
Yeah,
something
they
like that.
did
It's
say
like,
like we
no,
don't want this to cause snowball, but that's like literally I'm not worried about the snowball aspect. I'm literally worried about the mental aspect, which
yeah,
already, if you're playing like I'd say, I mean even in low diamond elo, but definitely if you're playing sub diamond elo, the mental aspect is how you
how
either
you
win or
win.
lose most of your games.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know. I feel like this whole like they've been putting more objectives in from what I've been seeing. Like
Yeah,
not in like terms of
yeah, we'll
not
get to
map
that.
objectives,
Also
but
the
like
new ones.
yeah. But I'm more talking about like there's more mini games again.
Oh yeah,
Like when we were playing recently AMs, we had that. I think Caitlyn ensnares Jinx in a trap and kills her or something like that. And it's like, oh, that was there the whole game pretty much in the top right, and we couldn't get rid of it until it actually happened. And I
oh
don't
yeah,
think it
yeah.
did.
Jinx versus Caitlyn stuff, the Kha'Zix,
Yeah,
Rengar, Thresh, Senna, all of that. Those sort
I feel
of
like
mini
they've
games.
like I would assume that it's because of Arcane itself, but I would assume that they've been adding more of these because I remember we only had like two of them, which
Uh,
was Lush actually. Yeah, two Kha'Zix and Rengar uh and fucking Lucian and Thresh. Those were the only two for like years, right?
Caitlyn Vi and Jinx has also been a thing since whoever is the newest of those characters. But literally, as long as I play
Really?
League of Legends, that's been a thing.
I've never seen it.
And if they've added something new, then that might be it. But the on the chase prompt for Caitlyn thing against Jinx, and the same thing applies for Vi. Like that's definitely been there as long as I played. If they've added
Really?
something new from Arcane, like that could be it. But like stuff like that has been in there. I think the newest one they added was a couple of years ago. I'm pretty sure Renekton and Nasus got theirs a couple years ago. I might be wrong on that, but I think so. But Jinx and Caitlyn have at least had an interaction like that or a mini quest for like many years. But there might be another one that I'm just not aware of.
Okay. Because I had never seen that, which is crazy to me because like I've
Okay.
been playing this game for 10, 11 years now. So
Yeah. But yeah, like
that's crazy.
conceptually, I like the boots upgrade, but I just think the feats of strength. I don't know how they would rather do it. Like, what would be the other third? I just like maybe if it's like since it get 3 epic monsters, maybe make it like get 5 kills as a team. I think that would be better. And it's like there's still a
Yeah.
chance that one person feeds, but I think it would already be way better to prevent as
You
much
know,
toxicity happening. But I think like as
there's
they're
a
doing it now, I think it's gonna
I
be bad news.
I think there's a really good addition to this,
Mm-hmm.
which I'm not even sure. Did they mention this? Claiming bounties. That's one, right?
Yeah, I don't think they talked about bounties at all.
Okay, because I think claiming bounties should be a feat of strength. So if your opponent gets first blood, and they get significant ahead of you, if they have any amount of bounty, that killing them should be a feat of strength.
Would Noxus let the opponent get ahead of them though?
See, killing a stronger opponent is arguably a feat of strength because they also like. You could make an argument that yes, your top laner fed that fucker, so now you gotta go in and clean the job and take over for the top laner.
Yeah, maybe it could be. I'm guessing that it's like this because they wanted this to be something that apply like literally happens in every single game. So,
I don't like that. I legitimately would prefer if these were like something that you don't even see.
Yep.
Because I think the idea that one team can get this, right?
Yes, it is only
Which
for one team.
is that's no thank you. No thank you.
Well,
Anything that is like this is not good for any game ever.
speaking of things that only one team can get, well, they mentioned the one new item, which is basically just Black Cleaver for mages, which I think is cool, but at the same time, bro, another item that probably Malzahar wants, bro. I already have too many core items. Let me have something there for my itemization instead of every time going, all right, you go Black Fire Torch, Leandrins, Malignans, and now you're gonna have this. Then probably you need voice stuff unless your opponent has griefed their draft, and poof, throw boots in there, and that's your full build.
I do want to point out that I think it's kind of sad that because MR is super hard to build. At least it was when I was playing any of the tanks. Really.
It's not as bad now, but it's still like. Well, I think the biggest offender in this is Thornmail. I think Thornmail has been one of the best tank items for so long. Obviously, armor has become less valuable in the past like year, and it's more about stacking health now. But I still think ultimately, like I think Thornmail is just the best value for a tank item when you need resistances overall, because you get damage out there when you're just existing. You get tankier, obviously, as all of the do, but also you get really easily accessible Grievous wounds whenever anyone autos you, which is something that basically anyone's gonna do, and only the Vladimir players that are constantly being like, okay, they have Thormail now, so I don't want to weave in the autos where I usually do, they're gonna stop doing that. But I just think ultimately it's if there was an MR tank item that was like or it would be too good. I don't know how it would happen. Like maybe when you take X amount of your max HPS damage, you throw out a pulse that applies grievous wounds or something like that. But
Okay, hear me out.
yep.
You make it a part of an item that gives you a shield. There's one of those already. Like an item that gives you a shield after enough time has
12
passed from being
seconds.
out of combat.
Yep,
Yeah.
I know that.
And when you break that shield, pulse and grievous wounds on all the enemies that get hit by that pulse
worries.
for 5 to 10 maybe.
Yeah, I think apart from like anti-heal, I think like it's not as bad now because like the item that you just mentioned, like that's pretty good. Spirit Visage is obviously much more specific, but then they also have now the MR Sunfire Cape, which I think is like one of the biggest additions. Like that's a really big one.
When I think of MR, I think of I have like way back when you had like Banshee's Veil technically.
It was literally way back when you had like you had Abyssal, Spirit Visage, Banshee.
Yeah, but like Abyssal wasn't even like Abyssal Scepter.
Yeah, that was I should have said it, but yeah, it was Abyssal Scepter, which is if you don't use AP, then it's like okay,
it's just last stats, yeah.
If I actually need to stack MR, like that was the thing. Like if you're a Mundo that need to stack MR, the team was only magic damage. Then it's like okay, I go Merc, Spirit Visage, Banshee's Veil, and then but I guess time to go HP because there are literally no more items. So that definitely fixed it a little bit, but I still think like I definitely find it easier when I'm up against a T. If you're playing a tank against 5 AD versus 5 AP, 5 AD is much easier. It's like okay, we go Thormail, Frozen Heart, probably good there. You have Sunfire Cape, you have Randuin's. You have all of that stuff, and in the MR side, it's definitely more awkward, especially if your character doesn't use Spirit Visage.
Oh yeah, that's the other
big one.
There's like so many now.
Yeah, it's a lot better, but I still think it's like 70, 75, 25 to, maybe not, maybe 70-30 is closer to building armor. It's better, but yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Interesting.
But yeah, then they talk about the boots. Then literally my favorite change in the entire thing that they talk about: Nexus turrets respawning.
Oh yeah, that's really good.
As long as it's not like 3 minutes or something like that. If it's 5 minutes or more than that, I genuinely think this is one of the best changes they've ever made. I think it's really fucking cool. I think a lot of people don't like combat gold. I like it personally. I don't like games where it's a complete fucking stomp and it ends in 15 minutes. I think it's not interesting. I think sometimes it feels a little weird for the opponent to have a combat gold, but obviously like the system is trying to account for like all sorts of objectives even when they don't give you gold value, but then it's obviously impossible for it to account for okay, well, which of these comps is better late game. It's like okay, this team has Draven and this team has Jhin, but then they have this, and then it's like you can't weight it like that. So sometimes in those cases it's like okay, why do they still have combat gold although they're as strong as us when we drafted a really early game heavy and they have full scaling? So in those cases it's a little awkward, but ultimately I think it's a good mechanic. I would rather have it than not have it. And I think like Nexus turrets are another thing where it ultimately just when you lose your Nexus turret, like they explained in the video, then often it's literally you standing in your base for like 10 minutes and then eventually it just ends. Sometimes you do pull off those wins, which feels really good, but I also think like I don't think it would diminish the like value of how good it feels to win it in a comeback like that, even if they do spawn back. And I ultimately think it just promotes healthier gameplay instead of like okay, well, I mean, let's just fucking go die with them. We die, but okay, we got the Nexus turrets and now we have a checkmate. I think it's a little bit more boring, and I think this makes it more interesting personally.
Yeah. I feel like this forces you to commit. It doesn't give you the option to back out after you've cleared your opponent's base and get a clean, safe fight after you've cashed in on your win.
Yeah.
If it's 5 minutes, it's going to be a lot harder to, or a lot easier to then also just base and come back. But if it's just 3 minutes or something, you would be fucking awful for like the team that is actually basing. Yeah,
if it's too short, then it's going to just promote like there's going to be this like back and forth ping pong, and every game is going to be like 60 minutes. I think 5 is the absolute minimum. I think it maybe should even be longer, maybe like 6 or 7 minutes. But I think like 5 to 7 minutes is in my mind, the sweet spot. I maybe would put it to 6. I think 5 is still maybe on the lower side, but I do like it as a mechanic. And the only thing that I am, I guess, sad about, I know they want to keep ARAMs short. I don't think it's coming to ARAM, but I actually would like to see that, because I see a lot of games of ARAM actually end in backdoors and stuff like that. And I don't know, it always just feels a bit lame. I think, like, me personally, if it would just like meme all my omnipotence, like making the decisions, I would adapt this to ARAM, but make it that only one of the Nexus turrets respawns. But
Yeah, I think that would work. I think a single turret respawning prevents your opponents from just backdooring you immediately.
yeah,
Like,
see,
one of the worst feelings is when you're playing against Twisted Fate,
I was
and you
just
just
about
have
to
to change the way you
bring
play
us
the whole game.
and I swear, whenever there is a Twisted Fate on the game, it always ends up that one of the final fights ends in the team opposite to Twisted Fate losing both of their Nexus turrets. I don't know what it is. Not Bowsen's law, it's probably Peke's law or something, but I swear, if there's an
Peke's
ARAM
law.
game and Twisted Fate is in the winning team, it will always, the last proper team-wide fight will always end in the team opposite of Twisted Fate losing both of their Nexus turrets and then winning the fight. And then it just becomes the annoying cat and mouse game that I don't think anyone really enjoys. So I think, like, it would be neat if they did it at least like one of them respawning, but like they've constantly said that they want to keep ARAM games pretty short, so I don't think it's gonna happen, unfortunately. But it's still like I said, like I genuinely think this is my favorite change in the entire video that they talk about.
Yeah.
The runes,
I think
kind of whatever. Oh,
there's another change, which is the roses. And I don't really know how I feel about the idea of just giving people EXP and power.
Oh yeah, this is the next thing. Yeah, so that's the next thing that we're gonna get to. Another neutral objective, pretty neat. 2 different versions of it, and overall, just when it's there, every time someone dies, there's a rose petal that you can pick up on the board that gives you and I quote, a minor permanent boost to experience and power.
And it stacks any number of times.
Yeah. I don't think
everyone is infinite stacking.
Since they said that, like, I don't think it's you lose it on death, and it's literally just you're just constantly stacking it, which I kind of like it from the point of, okay, they clearly have multiple things that incentivize early game power, and this is a way for everyone who's trying to scale to actually scale a little bit faster and a little bit better into the game, which is neat. But at the same time, it's like stuff like this, you're always teetering on either it being really pointless. If it's 0.01 adaptive power and extra experience earned per pedal, it's not going to do anything. If it's 1% to both, it's suddenly you just walk around collecting these for 5 minutes and you're absolutely insanely gassed.
I think it's important to note that I'm pretty sure the pedals only originally spawn when like players die, right?
Yeah,
the flowers only spawn on players. So I'm gonna guess that it's like breakpoint based. So you might need like 5 to get a percentage increase, and then you might need 10 for another percentage increase, and then it slowly like ramps up as you get more and more, because that would make the most sense.
Yeah.
Like the amount you need for each breakpoint, but the breakpoints themselves also get stronger.
Yeah. But
that would be pretty good.
Permanent stuff always, and the simulated grabs can be very scary, but did they also, these had different buffs? Let me actually listen for just
roses
a second,
in the area for anyone.
I remember the top one, when you slide, you get a bunch of the roses, and then basically just, okay, whoever wipes the top one, they just get a like big chunk. Well, not probably a big chunk. They get a chunk to adaptive power and adaptive force, and experience, and the bottom
in lower action games.
What?
To his enemies, high powerful drain ability. The team who takes down Voracious Otacon gets a...
Oh yeah, and the bottom one gives everyone Dota's Aegis of Immortality.
Oh yeah, it's a Guardian Angel.
Yeah, it's literally...
Also, I think it's... Is it actually dependent on which side it is, or is it just like random between the two?
It's which side it is. If the game is, if there are, I don't know what the breakpoints are going to be, but they say it, if the game is more bloody, then it's gonna be the top one, which gives more power. And if it's a slower one, then it's gonna be the one that gives everybody their GA. And they don't see that it expires, so I'm wondering if first things immediately popped in my mind. How long does it last? Is it literally indefinite until you until you actually die? And number two, if you have this and GA, which one procs first? And if you have this and GA and Zillion, how many hairs is the opponent gonna pull off? But how do you feel about these? Ignoring what we already talked about, the pedals, but actually the monsters themselves.
I'm not sure. I think adding another neutral objective for each side of the map is kind of interesting, because the fact that it means that, again, there's more reason to play topside, even though I would probably I haven't played really when grubs are a thing.
Yeah, well, I was just gonna say
playing,
I can hear that you haven't played. Topside actually has a lot of focus. Grubs are really important.
Yeah, I was about to say, back when I was still playing, Rift Herald was just kind of something that I took when I was bored. Like, I just went there and was like, okay, I literally have no other thing to exert, force on.
Yeah.
I need to base soon. I have downtime, but if I base right now and I TP back, I don't get anything. So I should just go take Herald, take Skull Grab, and then take Rift Herald, and then go base and TP back. Wow, I now have Rift Herald, and now I'm gonna push my enemy super hard and get 2 turrets, and then be giga ahead.
Yeah,
that's it. And now it's like, oh, your jungler is gonna be topside because they want grubs, because grubs are broken.
Yeah, any day of the week, I don't care which Drake the first Drake is. If I'm offered 3 grabs for our team, the opponent gets the first dragon, I'm taking that trade 99 times out of 100. Literally, I think it's so much more important, because the buff is also permanent, and the 3 grabs is way more than 6% adaptive force or something.
Yeah. And it's on every hit, right? For the grubs? Every single hit on a turret is increased, yeah.
Yeah, 1 to 4 grubs gives your team a permanent just damage to turrets. If you have 5, in addition to the damage, it also spawns a void grubbling, I think they were called, or something. Voidling, maybe, to hit the tower. And at 6, it spawns 2.
The buff that it gives you is the same as Mountain Dragon used to give you, right?
Mountain Dragon?
Old Mountain Dragon used to give you 15% damage to objectives.
Wasn't that you get basically a big proc? Maybe I'm thinking of the old Krug buff. I actually don't remember a Mountain Drake buff like that. Might be.
Mountain Dragon at one point was arguably the best. And it was because of the fact that it used to be you just gain extra damage to objectives.
Gotcha.
Let me double check.
Yeah, it could be. I just have forgotten. I'm probably mixing it with the when we had smite buffs. You remember every 5th attack stuns and does a little bit extra damage on Krugs, and then you can consume the buff to immediately do 202 structures or something like that. That was the ZZ Rot, Banner of Command, Udyr stuff where you buy smite crabs, go punch it, drop a rod, drop a banner, and just, be a nuisance on the map. Fun times.
Where is the patch history for this shit?
What else is there? But yeah, overall, I think this is neat. Like I said, anytime there are permanent buffs like this, especially when it's already you're promoting some sort of snowball. Obviously, late game stuff is gonna benefit from this more, but obviously if you're the team already ahead, you're getting the kills, you're getting the pedals, you're getting them more ahead, so that's something to consider. Oh yeah, then they talk about battle pass and rewards. I did hear they were
battle pass. Infinite content, Tsukuyomi.
They want money. It's fine. People are gonna have always the free track as well, so I guess people also get a little bit more. But I did hear that they were completely getting rid of hextech chests as well, which then would mean that apart from the 2 chests and 1 orb, that I don't know if they're gonna battle passes are probably gonna be a little bit different, so you're probably gonna get a little bit more there. But at the end of the day, are you getting more or less as a free to play player? The break, bonus damage, everyone has to enter and just read me. 15% is fucking crazy, by the way.
Yeah.
Like,
think about
one
it.
stack.
That's why it's gone. It's insane.
Yeah,
This is
that makes
like
sense.
nowadays, if this was still in the game, if Mountain Dragon is the first one, you get it immediately. Like that's how good this is. But back then, it was just kind of whatever. Like people didn't properly abuse this, and it was something that LS kept talking about whenever it came up. Whenever Mountain Dragon was something that people had, they would like underestimate their damage to objectives because it's like 15% extra damage is insane.
Yeah, if you're at 2 items, like you're already taking that probably way faster at 1 stack.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Battle Pass stuff, unless, is there anything more we want to talk about? The neutral camps? Probably not.
The
At
neutral
least
camps?
for me.
Well, I mean,
the
the
neutral
boss.
objectives, sorry. Yeah, the boss.
I think the new boss is cool, but like I would have to actually see if it's anything of note, really.
Yeah, it's still like the numbers are what matters, because is the respawn, do you have it for 3 minutes or 5 minutes or indefinitely, and the pedals, are they giving you meaningful amounts of adaptive force and experience extra, or is it just something that you literally don't even notice, something from in between? We don't know yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, the battle
That all
pass, I've
remains
heard.
to be seen.
Oh, sorry.
That all remains to be seen.
Yeah. Yeah, for the battle pass, they talk about like there's always going to be a free track and a paid track. Currently, the free tracks end at some point. So, like I said, I'm assuming they're going to expand those. If they don't, then okay, people are just getting less. Like, pro consumer here, obviously that would be a shitty change, because that's less free stuff for people. Me personally, I don't really care. I spent a ridiculous amount of money at this point, and I've had my high school time when I actually cared about cosmetics. I'm kind of over that. I don't give a rat's ass anymore if I have a skin for a champion or not. But like pro consumer, obviously, if they're simply reducing the amount of free shit that people get, obviously that fucking sucks. People weren't happy about it with Overwatch, and they're not gonna be happy with League if they end up going that route. But maybe the free tracks, them being expanded, you get more stuff there. But like the chest, if the chests are actually going away, I don't think they talked about it here, but I think I read from it somewhere. Whether it was a credible source or not, I can't tell. I don't remember. But if chests are going away and there's nothing really replacing those, then obviously that means people are getting less skins. So
that's significantly less than that.
Yeah. So maybe, because I don't know, because even the thing is, like, if the free track is giving, what is the free track giving you? Because they did talk about, like, let me actually listen for just a little bit. I remember Meddler said something about, like, currently you need to get key fragments that you're gonna have to combine 3 to a key, make a key, then combine that with a chest to open up the chest. Then you get orange essence and shards that you need to use the orange essence to craft a shard in the permanent one, something like that. He said something like that, so I'm guessing he's saying something after that.
Over the years, these systems loot types, we could go up. That you open up to get another key and a chest and some essence that you open up.
What do you get
from
champions now? Because you still get chests from champions, right? Or because you used to get.
That's a good question, actually. Because like, because I heard that like hexa chests are just going away, and that's what you get from Champ Master, right? Yeah. Let me listen to this.
That you peel some orange essence or reroll to eventually get a random score complexity going on.
Second,
and that sort of level of unnecessary complexity going on.
He just said it's a level of complexity that's unnecessary.
Secondly, those systems are all scattered throughout the client. Events and the rewards less rewarding to play League.
So here are some of the changes we're making. There will always be a battle pass active, with both a free and a paid track, with the price the same as an event pass today. You'll get pass rewards through the tracks, meaning we're removing the event tokens and shop.
There will be 2 passes per season, with them tying into each board to reflect what's going on in and around the game, and fewer rants per year at 6, with a longer...
to the free track of those battle passes. We're also moving most of our scattered reward systems to the free track of those battles.
We're also moving most of our scattered reward system to the free pass. But does he talk about the passes?
So, most rewards will now be in one place, with systems like Honor and Champion Mastery feeding into the pass. For example, having a high Honor level will give
Honor
Bonus to
is
pass
going to give
experience
you
earned.
more pass
You can earn 12
experience.
skins per year with the free pass.
You can earn 12 skins per year from the free battle pass. That's a lot less than you currently can.
Sorry, I just got back.
Oh.
Half of these
I said I
season
was
you
gonna go
unlock
back, my bad.
them
What
in
is
free
this?
pass. Half of these skins will be themed to the season you unlock them in. We'll also be simplifying the loot and crafting system. Orbs will always be available, so Masterwork chests, for example, will get phased out since they
Orbs will always be available. Masterwork
serve
chests
such a
are
similar purpose.
phased out.
Overall, we want the pass to be the core vessel.
So
Oh, Masterwork chests, but Hextechs would be
they
same.
did not talk about other chests, but they did say explicitly you will be able to earn 12 free skins a year.
12.
Currently, every week, you can earn one more chest from getting you or one of your party getting S- or better rank in any PvP activity, and then you haven't. I think it's 5 per character per year. You have basically you haven't met the quota yet for that character, so it can actually drop you stuff more, and you can do that once a week, which means that's 52 chests. Now these give you other stuff as well, and not just skins. They can give you whatever the hell, and also you need to still get the keys, which I think every time you level up you get 2 key fragments, and you occasionally get those, from my experience, basically like once a week. You get a key fragment from being honorable. So ultimately we can round that out. I mean, we can round that down actually. Just let's say you get 1 key fragment per week. That will still mean that you're getting 17 keys and chests open just from that, and that's probably rounded down. Probably it's closer to like 20, but the question is, are you actually getting skins from those or not? Now the important thing here is that they did say that half of these skins will be themed around the season's theme. And since they were like yearly, they were like all the seasons had like Act 1, Act 2, Act 1, Act 2, Act 1, Act 2. I'm guessing like these 6, like from the 6 acts total, are the skins. And that's a thing where it's like people are gonna value it less if it's a free skin from a pass that everybody gets, instead of like you RNG opening a cool legendary skin from a Hexa chest and now you own that. But it wasn't something that was given out to people.
Yeah.
So I don't think people are gonna like this.
I think free skins are usually kind of bad. Like whenever I think of like free skins for League of Legends, I think of fucking Riot Girl Tristana.
Yeah, and I
mean,
mean, nobody's using. If you don't have a skin for a character, you're maybe using the Victoria skin. Nobody gives a rat's ass that you have a Victoria skin for a character. At some point, like literally, I've never given. Actually, never is the wrong word. I one season cared about my rank because I just wanted to see how easy or hard it is to get diamond, and I got diamond, and that's the only season I ever cared of rank. I don't give a rat's ass about the skins. At some point I was like, yo, let me just get gold every time so I get the Victoria skins. But for like 5 years at this point, 6 years probably, closer, 6-7 years, I don't even care to get the Victoria skins. I'm never using that shit. I'm not gonna sell my account. Well, not because it holds sentimental value, and also because it is against Riot TOS, but like I've never even thought of selling my account, so it's not even like I don't care about that sort of value. I don't give a shit how many skins it says that I own, and it's like those having some of the Victoria skins. I just don't care about those. I think they never look good. I don't think there's a single Victorious skin apart from Riven that I actually think looks good. So,
but there's a Victorious Riven?
It was 2012 or 20. No, it's Champions. Yeah, I'm thinking of Championship Ribbon. Never mind.
That's not.
There are 0 Victoria skins that I think look good.
I think is it Victorious Sejuani, or am I thinking of something else that has
I'll be
a
honest,
cool splash?
I know Victorious Morgana happened in like 2015, and after that, I have no fucking clue because I literally haven't cared. I know there's a Makai, I know there's a Morgana, and
I have
think
the
there's a Jarvan.
Makai. I do not have the Jarvan is the first one.
I think so. I think Janna and Jarvan were season 1 and 2. I don't remember how they were.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Let me see. Because I know there was like one for Sejuani that had a cool splash.
Yeah. But like, and
well,
also
that's about it. Like,
oh yeah, I have seen this one. But it's like, I don't think people really care. Most people really care about Victoria skins, and if they're doing a rank, they're not doing ranked to get Victoria skins. I'm sure there are people, like definitely there are multiple people who only play ranked until they hit gold, so they get the skin, and they're cool with that. And honestly, more power to them. If that's because if that gives you a like direct goal to strive for, and that makes you happy, then hey, that's fucking awesome. I think that makes more sense than caring about a virtual rank that you have. But I've been a ranked hater since day one, so I don't really have a space to talk there. I've argued my time with the relevance of League of Legends ranked, and these days I don't have energy to do that anymore. And I think it's kind of pointless. So yeah, that's kind of whatever, but probably people not gonna be happy with the loot resets. Still, you get those 3 victorious skins every year, which once again for people who care about this stuff is cool. They did say that there are no ranked resets anymore except for January, and you need to. I'm assuming you still need to hit gold. If you don't, and if it's just like you need to win 15 ranked games to get those, and that's it, then
that's how it is nowadays.
Oh, okay. Well, then it's really easy to get. So that's the people who only care about getting those skins, obviously much healthier and more power to them, because nobody should play League of Legends ranked. That shit is a waste of time, and unless you're actually actively trying to go pro, because they actually care about looking at your solo queue stats, you should not do it. Play with friends. And play ARAM. And or play ARAM. There's no other reason to play the game. You're not going to have a good time. What else is there? I'm trying to speed up the rest because I'm realizing this now 1.5 hours for this. So it's going to be another 2-hour episode. Yippee!
Let's go!
Oh yeah, then they have Swift play multiplayer practice. So I don't know if anyone actually cares about this point anymore. I would have liked that.
I would have cared about it 10 years ago.
Yeah, I was going to say I would have liked to have that like way back in the day, and when initially they introduced practice, so I was like, oh, you can't do this multiplayer, that sucks, but I don't give a rat's ass anymore. But for new players, if we're trying to practice combos or maybe something, then cool. It doesn't take anything away from anybody if they're introducing that, so that's cool. And finally, Swift play, which I think sounds dog shit, because if you're gonna be playing Rift in League, you probably want Rift in League, and I'll be honest, I don't think anybody wants this. I think the like how they changed blind pick, where it's like you pick your character and then you go in, like I think that's fine. I have played it maybe 5 times after. If I played Rift afterwards, I just went to draft because I think it's a slightly annoying. But I think this, like, if this change happens, the Swift play thing, where it's like, hey, by the way, you get accelerated golden experience, I don't think I'm ever going into that queue. And if I want to play Rift, then I'm just going draft. I played this game for over 10 years, and I played it in a way where, you know, when people are hitting their timings and you know the experience you want, and I don't want ARAM, gold and experience scaling into my Rift games, and I'd be surprised if the majority of players would want that. If it ends up being cool and people like it, then hey, cool, but I still have normal drafts if I want to play Rift, but I don't like it personally. It's cool. I don't think there is. Usually it's an item overhaul or something like that. I think like this being like more like, hey, by the way, we're now going to have themes. And obviously because they're not going to talk too much about the theme apart from the feats of strength and stuff like that. Like I think it's not as crazy as like many years that we've had in the past, like changing the drakes, changing rift in other ways. Like I think it lands in a little bit of the tamer side, but I think if they can actually tie the themes together nicely, I think this has a lot of potential. And like I said, I think genuinely Nexus turrets respawning, best change in the entire thing, in my opinion.
Hell yeah.
But it's cool. That's how I would actually talk about the whole thing. I think it's neat. This ended up being an actual podcast. We have literally more of talk about this than we have Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
That's fine.
As it should be, you know.
That's fair. But yeah.
Nobody should be talking about Yu-Gi-Oh, guys. Do not talk about Yu-Gi-Oh. Do not think about Yu-Gi-Oh, guys. We're not here to think about Yu-Gi-Oh. We're here to talk about Yu-Gi-Oh, because
otherwise nobody's gonna watch these videos anymore. So please do think about Yu-Gi-Oh a little bit.
Okay. Just a
think
bit.
about it
just
every
once
Sunday.
a week.
Yeah.
Once a week. Yeah.
Microdose it every Sunday with the History Yu-Gi-Oh learning journey, and then hopefully we can snap you back to reality by talking about stuff like League of Legends after playing.
Oh boy.
The stuff that is Toons versus whatever the fuck Jeexx was playing.
What the fuck do you mean? What the fuck was I playing? I was playing something shit. Okay.
What was the name of the deck?
Something shit. Something very, very shit.
That's an awesome name.
It was Doom Virus Dragon Turbo.
Dude, cool.
I was legitimately playing that, by the way. I was playing Crush Card Virus for the sake of playing Doom Virus Dragon, because Doom Virus Dragon was a level 4, and it had an effect that would resolve on summon and stay active even if it's not on the board anymore. I was considering. I could have.
That was this one.
Okay, because I thought that was the best one because it didn't have to stay on board to do anything. Yeah. After it triggered, it would just immediately do its thing, and it would be a decent enough material for like XYZ and synchro plays.
But yeah, I was also like initially like the initial idea for the episode that I had was like, all right, fusion stuff with Mirror Force Dragon and Dual Virus Dragon. But then I saw that a bunch of the good like Toon back row was in the set, and even though like the good Toons come out way later, I don't really care about Toons, and I don't think at that point I will care about playing Toons enough. So I was like, the power level of the set is already like way lower than what we're usually gonna have for this time frame, and like this might be the only time that we see Toons, so let me give it a shot. And we had a way to get Vengeful Box Spirit, which was the greatest thing ever. But yeah. But I don't think there is much else here.
I agree. There isn't much else to discuss about the league stuff anymore, so yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, one final thing. That's actually good. I'm so thankful that I actually went to the comments. Last thing, but this is something that I feel like could be a discussion topic for a whole another time. Mm-hmm. The not to the seasons and like them wanting to tie, like them wanting there always to be something thematic going on in league, and like having this, okay, like now we're gonna focus on this, now we're gonna focus on that. Did remind me of like once again like when the Riot MMO happens.
Yes.
It's exciting.
Very excited to play that game when I'm 76.
Yeah, I can't wait to be the father of two, trying to change diapers and
bold.
Trying to change diapers while my raid leader is screaming at me to hop on the Scion raid. Actually, no, cut that, bro. I'm too egotistical. No way, I'm not the raid leader in my own guild.
Bro thinks he's gonna be the raid leader. Lamau.
Too egotistical.
Too egotistical.
No, we'll see. But it's definitely something that I think is exciting, assuming that it happens before I'm 6 feet under. Which, who knows? But just something that I figured we'd talk about here. Next week, if we'll have a podcast segment, we'll definitely talk about something not league related, because there's been a lot of league talk lately. But maybe at some point, like something like things to expect or what we would like to see in the Riot MMO. Maybe something that we could discuss somewhere in the future. And if you have anything that you would want us to discuss, anything you'd want to hear us talk about, feel free to throw those in the comments section. And then once again, shout out our super fan, Oni.
Oni.
Love you, man. But yeah, I think that'll be all. We can get out of here. And Jeexx, what will you be doing next?
What is the next set?
Oh, I was thinking like literally like as we stop recording, like what are your plans for that?
I was thinking like what are we playing next week?
Well, I'm gonna be after we stop recording. I think I'm gonna hop on Super Vibe. I tried that yesterday and it was a lot of fun. But for the set that we're doing next, it will be Clash of Rebellions and Jeexx.
Let's go! The stakes have never been higher.
Whoever, so actually glad that we established this. So next week, whoever loses will pick between Synchron Extreme and Heroes Strike. Jeexx, if you had to pick one structure deck that you would think has been, for you personally, the most impactful, would it be the dinosaurs or would you say it's this one?
I would definitely say the dinosaurs because I'm still playing the game because I played the dinosaur deck.
That's fair.
Hero Strike is the deck that I got 3 of, that I built my deck of, that I played for the entirety of the Pendulum era, and that I ended up modifying every single time something cool came out, and that I ended up even transforming into a literal, like, transforming deck that had multiple different cores that I could run in the main deck and the extra deck, and not extra, the side deck, that I could just switch around and, like, play either Fusion Hero or Masked Hero.
But yeah,
it was fun.
Let's just say that Jeexx might be a fan of the hero archetype. And
this is where you edit in the number of heroes played, like number of times
heroes played. It's funny that you say that. Okay, it's gonna be way less funny now because we said it out loud. But literally, the reason why I had a pause there was because my idea was literally there. This is where I'm gonna insert times heroes have been played with a really loud fine boom. So thank you for.
It'll be funny. It'll still be funny because you do it before I say that.
It is true. But
and then it's like, oh, or you could just time it to when I say it. And it'll work. Trust.
But yeah, it's funny that we both had the same idea for that. But yeah,
content break.
Yeah. But yeah, Clash Rebellions is next time, and whoever loses gets to pick between Hero Strike and Synchron Extreme.
I was expecting you to ask me which of these would I pick if I won, and I was gonna say last time. I was gonna say I'm gonna probably pick Synchron Extreme. I think it seems like a fairly powerful deck overall. It's got a lot of cool cards that Synchrons have access. I don't have access to right now, and which will eventually become like a core of the Synchron related decks.
And then, if you had to be honest in your answer,
I would definitely pick Hero Strike.
Yeah. And I think we've been talking about this. We'll get out of here in a bit. Don't worry. This is turning into a real long one. But we talked about it before. And the reason why it's so... Because I'm not going to be throwing, obviously. Obviously, Jeexx has a stronger affinity to one of these than I do. But also, the affinity happens to be towards the deck that's definitely better out of the two. I think we can both agree that Hero Strike is definitely better than Synchron Extreme. But the issue lies in this is the one time when they basically dropped the entire Red Eyes Gemini package. And Red Eyes, I don't think we've seen anything of except for me running Red Eye Spirit at one copy this time to get access to Vengeful Box Spirit, which is is it worth it to run a brick at that point? Who knows?
I ran Red Eye Spirit for Water Spirit
and
Water Spirit. So.
Yeah.
And I also ran Lord of the Red and Red Eye's Black Sword.
Oh hell yeah! So. But yeah, so I already know that I'm gonna be playing Gemini Red Eyes, which obviously is not a good deck. And I'll still try to play proper, but it's still like, it's a bad deck. And like Clash of Rebellions isn't a bad set, I don't think. It's not like holy shit the amount of power in this set, but it's definitely not Dragons of Legend 2.
Yeah.
So the thing is, they're like, does Jeexx follow his heart and just play whatever he's gonna play anyway, or does he try to subtly play? Well, I mean, I really thought that this like normal level 2 turbo was gonna pop off this time, but it just happened to not.
Guys,
Is something that
I'm gonna say this outright. I'm gonna be playing Cosmos next week, most likely, mostly because the fact that Cosmos are a fairly powerful archetype that will only grow in strength as this goes on, and we're gonna probably see them again after this. I'm running them in this set specifically so I don't get accused of playing shit.
That's fair. Yeah, Cosmos were like actually a meta deck, not one of the best, but definitely meta deck. I would assume if you go to format library at this time, like you would probably find Cosmo to be one of the archetypes.
Definitely, yeah.
So,
what caused this change in tone after I've talked about you playing Cosmos multiple times? You'd be like, I don't know what the fuck that shit is.
I'll be honest. Not UA. There was the other. What is that terrible fucking like space satellite archetype thing?
BSA, BA.
Oh yes, BS. I literally thought the first few times when you were talking about it, I literally don't know why, but my brain was thinking of BS when you were talking about Cosmo.
Bro actually thought I was talking about some shit that don't work.
Yeah, BS is bad. Honestly, Red Eyes Gemini compared to BES, not that bad.
I mean, have you seen the BES field spell, which I think they got at some point?
Oh yeah, the new field spell is actually really good. And when you see a field spell that's really fucking good, it's either like, okay, yeah, this is a tier 0 archetype where you're looking at like tier elements, or the red banishing people. I forget. Cash theory, yeah. I was gonna say like I actually trauma response like shot that out of my memory. That cash theory.
Fair.
Like you either have their field spell, which like, yep, I'll just have a search on activation and then like just 2 additional effects, or the archetype is so beyond terrible that they need a field spell to fix everything and to like basically say like, hey, if you summon a monster, you win the duel.
That's a card that we're gonna see next in the structure decks, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, if you summon this,
if you play this card, you get a card, and when you play that card, you get a card, and when you get that card, you get a card.
Yeah,
and then you suddenly have a card that does a card.
I was gonna say like if you're talking about you win the duel in like resolving Dark Law.
Union Hanger.
Yeah.
I'm talking about
That's fair.
The next structure decks after these ones.
The beauty of ABC.
Just so I'm gonna throw that one. I'm confident that whichever way this match goes, I will be the one playing Hero Strike. But for that one, I'm just gonna throw. I don't even know what we're playing before. Just a heads up.
Fair enough. Oh wait, you're confident in that I would let you play heroes anyway?
Yeah.
Oh.
I trust. See, I believe
you trust in me being nice after you being a complete ass today.
See, I was a magnanimous in my choices. That's MAGNAMIOUS. Magnanimous. No, I forgot.
I think you using that word about yourself is the same thing
that
as
was
someone literally going, I am so humble. I am so humble and generous and kind. It's definitely top 5 things that a humble and generous person would not say. But yeah, this has been in our podcast segment. So
it's NANI. Oh, there's a Nani in there. Okay, I should have fucking done that. I can't spell. Sorry, guys.
Well, thank you, Jeexx, for proving you are truly a Yu-Gi-Oh player. And thank you for watching. And if you made it thus far, We appreciate you. And we will see you next week for Clash of Rebellions to find out if Jeexx is right about me being magnanimous.
I would
Or
like to
if he
believe so.
somehow loses playing Cosmos against Gemini Red Eyes, in which case you'll just see a Wajaja cat pointing
Never
and
mind.
laughing throughout the entire episode.
I jumped ahead a bit. The Yugi and Kaiba decks are not for a bit. The next ones are Emperor of Darkness and Master Pendulum, and then there's one that is practically filler, and then there's Yugi Muto versus Seto Kaiba. And I think we should just play the Yugi versus Kaiba ones, and then...
I'm pretty sure that that is exactly how I planned it, so no worries there. But yeah, thank you for watching, and we will hopefully see you next week to see if Jeexx's theory is right. Or laugh at him, which honestly, I think both are pretty valid. Like, either we get to laugh at him, or we get to prove him right about me being maybe actually magnanimous. Who knows? But
It's actually just saying magnanimous.
that will all be resolved next week. So until then, have a good one, y'all, and peace.